Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Protect the Pride Lands is based on the Lion Guard Disney Junior show, which I don't believe is on the air anymore. And in this game, you're trying to get the main character, Keon, up to his spot on Pride Rock, and your friends are trying to take the bad guys and push them out. I don't know why the main guy is not doing any of the work, but here we sit. And the bad guys will be coming down tracks and being added to the board. So on each turn, you flip over a card, and you'll be adding bad guys to the board, and you can move the good guys. Most of the time, you're going to be moving the main guy. You can either move him up to win, or you can move your friends to kind of combat what's going on the board. Once you push the bad guys back enough, then cooperatively, you can move the main character up to get to a spot. But if those bad guys start getting too close, then you got to be a little weary of that atmosphere. So it's a cooperative game, and the bad guys are moving down tracks and trying to prevent them from getting to the back of the track. Now, there are special cards for each of the characters. When they pop up, they will do something unique. That's really fun. Everybody likes doing that. But the gang is going to win or lose together. That's always really fun. That's going to play for the younger crowd, the Disney Junior crowd. So, 4 to 7, 4 to 9, they're going to really like this game. The more you're a fan of the show, I think the more you're going to like this game. But this is not just a roll and move. It does have a 3D, a big toy factor. The miniatures look great in this game. They're pre-painted. You do have standees for the bad guys. Everything looks fantastic, but do not confuse this with a roll and move. It is not. It's a very fun little cooperative game. There's a lot of luck in it, just drawing the card, doing what it says, not a lot of decisions to make. But there are decisions on each card. Do I move the main character to try to score and win, or do I just manage the board? And that's really, really fun. Keeper for us, very unique game, much, much better than I expected this to ever be. Here's Protect the Pride Lands, Disney Junior from the Lion Guard game. They come in those wooden boxes that are kind of cheap, but it does give you a little thing to see through if you want to. You're going to have a rock, Pride Rock, that you will have to assemble. It's been played quite a few times and it's held up fairly well. Get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get a very colorful board that hides the fact that it's mostly just tracks that the bad guys will come down, but the kids like it quite a bit, and it has colors of the different animals on it, which work out great. You're going to get a bunch of standees for the bad guys that will be moving through the board, and these are very colorful, and if you watch the show, you probably know all of the characters, and these will go on these little stands here, and they work fairly well. But the star of the show are going to, well, let's show you the cards first. The cards are okay quality. You can see the artwork is all that Disney artwork, but it does repeat quite a bit. They're okay. They're pretty thin. Don't have any kind of finish on them. Blah. But here are the star of the show. These pre-painted miniatures. This is really the toy factor in the game. You can see the hippopotamus. I don't know all their names. I guess this is a skunk, perhaps, for humorous purposes. And you have the cheetah, which I believe is the female representation in the game. These all come pre-painted like this, and their stands are permanent where the other ones aren't, and they look pretty good. And this must be the Lion King. I don't know the character's name. I don't think it's Simba, but here it is. So the components are good. The case isn't bad. These guys fit in. And if you had it set up properly, you can see them through the picture here, and that's pretty nice. Here's a rule book. It's just a single page, back and front. You can see some kids have been attached to it. Tells you how to put Pride Rock together, how to set up the board with a picture with names and everything to it. So you pop it over. This is going to be the rules. Probably need 2-3 minutes. You probably know how to play this game by just looking at it. A little cheat sheet here for what the power cards do, and then how to end the game. Excellent. Very easy to read. You won't have any issues with a single read-through, and your kids can play this on their own. Absolutely. Set up the game is you're going to build Pride Rock. You're going to put these people on their starting spot. There's a picture on the board. And each of the bad guys, you're going to put one of those out on their starting spots. That's all you got to do. You're going to shuffle up the deck of cards. Make sure all the remainders are on their stands. And then you're up and ready to play. What you're going to do in a turn is you're going to turn over a card and do what it says. If it has a picture of a bad guy, you would put that out on the additional spot of its color. And then you can take the action on the bottom. You can move the skunk twice, or you can move the hippopotamus twice. So because the snake came out, maybe I'll move the skunk 2 spots over here. Then the next player would go. You'd put another hyena out on the board on his red spot, and then I could move the Lion King or the hippopotamus 2 spaces, or Lion King 1. So what you're trying to do to win the game is you're going to try to move this Lion King guy. let's say I move the Lion King guy one time, I will put him right here on that spot. And you're just trying to move him all the way to the end. If you get him to the end before you lose, then you win the game. If any of the bad guys get to this spot right here, they get to the end of their track, then the bad guys will win the game. And the game will continue in this route. So I turn over another one. I'm going to put another snake out. And I can move the hippopotamus 3, or I can move him once. You always have this push and pull. Like, do I want to move towards the game, or do I want to start trying to get these guys over? So 1, 2, 3. I will move him over here. And then another one will come out. Okay, it's a snake. This is a good example. If the snake ever comes out, and one of my guys is there, then they have to run back to their starting spot. Okay, and then you have these special cards that come out. Each one will do something a little different. She can move up to 4 spaces and remove all Outlanders on that spot. So maybe she'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's what her special card is, and I'm going to take these off of the board. Now, each of the characters have a different one. This one says move him to any Outlander space and banish it. So if this one came up, I could just move him anywhere and take out one of these spaces, guys. If you get Keon, he's able to take out any one Outlander off of the table, and you just get rid of one off. Ono's just peek at the top 3 cards and discard any of them. So I take the top 3 cards off the deck, and I can get rid of any of these that I want to. Say the snakes are really far up. Let's get rid of one of those and put these back on top of the deck. The last one is the hippopotamus. You remove all Outlanders that are 1 space away or along a path. So let's say you had a situation where it was like this, and you played her. You can get anybody who's at least 1 space away. So this one's 1 space away. I can get rid of this one. If she happened to have been here when this was played, then I could have got rid of both of these. That's kind of how she's going to work. And the game continues on, drawing cards. If the Lion King is able to get to the final spot, you win. Or if any of the bad guys get to their spot, then you lose the game. Who should buy this game? Fans. If you got a little guy or girl who's a fan of the show, no brainer. Buy this game. If you're a fan of Lion King and you just play this off like this is probably their children from the movie, this will be great and this will work. If you don't know anything about those products and you don't really care about them and you're looking for a cooperative game for kids, this one's really fun. It has some decisions in it. Decisions are easy and straightforward. The game is kind of hard, to be honest. It's not beatable. We've beaten it. Sometimes Dad will fiddle the cards so we can win for the little guy, but it is a hard game, and we have definitely lost our shares of these, and we've won our share. So excellent job here. What I can highly, highly recommend. Keeper for us.